Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, where it's two guys' take on life, liberty, and the pursuit of gravy, and you, the listener, are getting a degree in common sense. We are broadcasting from the Busted Knuckles studio right here in beautiful downtown historic Concord, North Carolina. I'll be your host, Biggin, and how about you? We've got a great show lined up for you, as always. But before we begin, let me introduce you to the second half of this flaky biscuit. That's right, he's lacing up his shoes, getting ready to jump on the field. He's the pride of Anderson, South Carolina, but most of you probably know him best as the Silver Tongue one, 2016's Honorable Mention Father of the Year, the inventor of the Redneck Egg Roll. Give it up on old mic number one. It's Mojo!
Well, you know, we skipped last week, so we're trying
had a minute.
We're trying to make this up. So, hey, everyone, thank you for tuning in once again. You have tuned into the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, as per mentioned by Big in there. But anyway, we appreciate you tuning in as always. Please go to our Facebook page. We'd love to connect with you there at Facebook on Southern Fried Philosophy. You can go to our website at southernfriedphilosophy.com. I'm not sure which podcast listener you are, but you could be on Buzzsprout. You can be on Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeart. Basically anywhere you listen.
Yeah.
Just go there, subscribe, give us a like, share your favorite episodes.
Yeah.
That's how new listeners find us. Of course, some of the creative keyword searches they can do on the podcast.
Careful now.
But anyway, we appreciate you guys tuning in every week. I'm sure we got some interesting stuff for today. And thanks for allowing us to take a day break.
Yeah.
A week break.
Yeah, appreciate it. And if you're listening to us on States Vegas Radio, you can check out our website at southernfriedphilosophy.com and listen to all the former episodes that we've got. So there you go. If you also want to support the show, check out our Patreon link. That's also at southernfriedphilosophy.com. You can help support the show, join the family, give us $1, $2, or $1 million, whichever one you'd like. We'd appreciate it.
The Powerball is tonight.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Oh, dang. I need to go get my ticket. We want to say, hey, shout out to our new listeners from Rocky Mountain, North Carolina, Avon Lake, Ohio, and the old state, Murray, Kentucky. What up?
Murray, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
I don't know.
You're from Kentucky.
Murray, but Murray's so small. But that's where the Murray State racers were that actually made it to the NCAA tournament. It's got that guy. My dad went to Murray State.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and I have no idea. I know
it was probably a community college back then.
No, it was like a university.
Okay,
but it's the home. Murray's Kentucky is the home of the Boy Scout Museum. Didn't know that. How about you?
Well, it's not the Boy Scout Museum.
Well, now it's not.
Yeah,
I don't know what they changed the name.
Intersectional,
interterrestrial
Scouts of America. Adult beverages are being provided by Commoner's Brewing here in Concord.
We don't know what's going to happen on this episode, so buckle your safety belt, kids.
That's right.
Where's Daddy's at the wheel?
Put that mouth guard in. You never know what's going to happen. Anyway, we have Marty Jackson here on the show with us. He's our guest. So we're going to go ahead and introduce him now. Marty Jackson is like I said, he's one of the guys, owners of Commoner's Brewing. And let's talk about, just tell us what featured beers we have for the day.
Today we've got Molly's Revenge, which is a lovely beer named after my beautiful grandmother. And,
nice.
Then we've got.
She's revengeful, huh?
Thanks, Mama.
She's just a fiery redhead from Irish lady that doesn't put up with a whole lot.
I like that.
And the other one is our Uncommon Blonde, which is this what we're drinking right now, I believe.
No, we're drinking Molly's.
Oh, we're drinking Molly's. I apologize.
We haven't popped that one.
We haven't popped it. All right. Well, Uncommon Blonde is our take on a blonde that punches you in the mouth a little bit more than you're used to. It gives you a little more pop.
That's actually my wife.
Careful.
So
your wife's an Uncommon Blonde?
Yeah.
She is. I'll attest to that.
She'll straight throat punch me any given minute.
Right in the trachea, just for the fun of it.
Who likes it more?
That's a good question.
Yeah, no doubt.
Mojo, I want to ask you, like I ask you every week, how you be darn?
Well, let's see, man. 3 years down.
Three
years. Yesterday, which is the 26th, I celebrated my third heart anniversary. For any new listener out there, you can go back to episode 1, check that out. Also, I think episode, blah, 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 where I had my actual transplant nurses on. But yeah, this is the third anniversary of a heart transplant I received. I was knocking on heaven's doors.
We can't legally play that for the record.
Yeah. But I mean, we can quote it, I guess.
We can.
But anyway, so everything's great. Got to speak to my donor's mother yesterday, and also leading up to the day, where her son passed. Get to text with her on that day. Just let her know we were thinking of her. But yeah, it's been a great day. I got to eat lunch with a buddy of mine who was actually discharged on the same day with a heart transplant. We went to a restaurant here in Charlotte and ate a healthy double cheeseburger with a side of hot dog. It was really good.
Good job.
They're really excited about that. Broke my keto diet, so I'm sure I'll be paying ventilators. I'm actually going to go to Marty's and eat Commoner's and eat a cauliflower crust pizza.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
So, anyway, yeah, I'm doing great, man. How you be doing?
Good. I'm doing well. Again, I mentioned this before. Foster kids going great. Loving it. It's a good time. I will tell you what burns my biscuits.
What's that?
Have you heard of a company called Smile Direct?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I've seen her irritating commercials all the time.
Yeah. When I was 9, I had a 9, 10, somewhere around that. My front tooth started growing in, and then for some reason decided to hook like a mean left out of my mouth. So I've got a gangle mouth. My teeth are all jacked up. It's crazy.
So you could eat corn on the cob through a fence.
I could. Yeah, I can get the old wangly tooth in there. But I decided I'm going to try the Smile Direct.
Right.
See how that goes. So I ordered my little dental impression things. Well, that didn't work. I wasn't shocked, no big deal. So then I actually go in and get them to scan my teeth. Okay, cool. That was in November.
Oh, wow.
They said 4 to 6 weeks, you'll get your aligners. So I waited the 4 to 6 weeks. I got them like a month later, so 4 weeks. They didn't work. Like I just couldn't get them to pop in. So then January came around and I was like, hey, these aren't working. What do I do? And they gave me the completely wrong process of what I needed to do. And it took like a month for that to get straightened out. Finally, in February, they said, hey, here's the correct process and we're going to make it happen. That order got completely lost trying to get the new aligners. Dude, it has been a handle. And today, March 26th, I'm not even close to getting this thing resolved. I just want to send them back. It is so frustrating. So I hate Smile Direct. I'm just going to burn that bridge. Yeah, it is awful. I don't know if anybody else has had experience with them, but they are awful. Their customer service, I couldn't understand them. And I went to India for a month. I should know how to listen, but no, it was awful. So burn that bridge, baby.
So no sponsoring of Smile Direct in our near future.
No, if they pay me, I'm going to love them.
You'll highly recommend them.
I'll highly recommend them if they sponsor
after every other breath. Yeah, there's probably some Pakistani kid wearing your liners. The first one they lost. So
you're right. I mean, dude, it was a handle. I've spent more hours on the phone with them than I've spent working this past week.
This whole e-commerce type thing like that with Smile Direct.
Yeah.
And, there's other things out there like Warby Parker is a new eyeglass company. I guess they're new. Just what I've just heard of. I mean, it's interesting to see that kind of business model. Like you can order 5 pairs of glasses and try one on and then send the rest back. It's kind of interesting to see that model and I'm sure that's kind of the way of the future. I mean, there's always cycles and stuff in economy, and it's interesting to see all this stuff. It's kind of like direct, where people were, back the days of JCPenney, Sears, where you had to carry every product, is gone. I think you have these small micro niche companies that can develop one product, do it really well, and survive. So obviously, Smile Direct does nothing but things with your smile and teeth. Yeah. So I doubt they'll ever venture into home building kits or anything like that.
Well, Amazon's doing that with Amazon Wardrobe now.
Yeah.
You can order 5-6 outfits, and as long as you try them on, you pay for what you keep, you send the rest back.
Yeah. I think Trunk Club. I know Trunk Club was one of the first ones to ever do that. And I guess probably Amazon saw, Amazon's selling everything. I think they sell auto insurance now or something.
They're getting ready to sell buildings. Amazon is venturing into selling buildings where like a prefab building shows up and you just put it together.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
See, that's the old Sears model.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But of course, Amazon can do it. Yeah. Amazon can do it. I mean, as far as just taking steps and leaps out there. It's actually amazing to see what Amazon actually does.
Yeah.
And the behemoth they are.
Sure.
And of course, people are scared of Amazon, but the same thing, catalog ordering back in the day, Sears was kind of the Amazon back in the day.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it went to different sources. I mean, people have to chill when it comes to these big business models like this because they never last. I mean, they're all cyclical. So.
Yeah. Well, nobody thought Sears would go down.
Oh, yeah.
And they, started closing some stores. And you can even buy your bed online. I know anybody that's listened to podcasts, for crying out loud, like Casper mattresses are all over them.
Yeah, there's 100 of those companies.
You've done that. I've bought mine. What kind did you get?
My wife did the whole thing.
Okay.
No idea. It was actually my Christmas present. I slept on it for 3 days before I knew she had changed the mattress.
Oh, wow. Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it. It's great. I mean, I was having some back issues. She's like, we need to get rid of it. My back was so kinked up that I didn't notice for 3 days that we had changed the mattress because my back was still just kind of kinked up.
Oh, wow.
And after a little bit of time, I was like, it's nice. I mean, and I could look up which one she bought, but I mean, it showed up in a box one day and it's one of those where you open it up and just let it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We ordered a cheap one for our kids from Amazon. It was like $100 or something like that. Just because, well, she don't need a mattress really because I told my wife this, she sleeps in our bed every night. I mean, she's almost 7 years old. She sleeps in our bed every night. That kid don't even need a bedroom.
You're right.
You got about a year of that left. That lasted till about 8 with my kid. About a year left.
Nice.
She's like that boomerang. We put her in her bed, and then like 2:00 in the morning, she'll bust through the door. Why did you put me in my bed? I mean, screaming and give you a heart attack. I mean,
I could give you some tips for getting rid of her. It worked real well for my kid, but I'll do that off air.
Involves some duct tape, a 9-iron, and a golf ball. I'm not going to
sleeping in the buff.
There's some things that no 9-year-old wants to see.
Oh, hey, buddy.
We're trying to recreate the night you were conceived.
What are you doing?
My dad listened to the show, so I'm not going to go back to that horrid memory. So
sorry, Cliffy.
Yeah. All right. So our Southern word for the week is ammonia. Most of us know that as a chemical. In the South, though, the context would be, would you come open the door? I'm on your front porch.
I think Ryan's one of our guests tonight.
Yeah.
I think Ryan kind of texted me that earlier. So, yeah.
He said, I'm on your front porch. So that's our Southern word of the week. All right. So we are going to go into our wacky news brought to you by Webmerized. If you need a clean, crisp website, go check out our friends at webmerized.com. That's webmerized.com. All right. So, guys, I don't know if you saw this or not, but do you remember the old Honey Boo Boo Discovery Channel, whatever, ABC, whatever channel that is? Remember
that was like a train wreck, Days of Our Lives.
And you couldn't stop watching. I mean, it was awful. Big old Mama June, Honey Boo Boo. It was just a train wreck.
Yeah.
It was a trailer park.
Basically an exercise in how not to parent.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Mama on that show was named Mama June. She has recently been arrested for drug charges in Alabama. Of course it would be Alabama, right? She was arrested on March 13 at a gas station where her boyfriend was threatening her. The police strolled up, saw Mama June with a crack cocaine and a crack pipe in her car, and threw her in the old slammer. Her and her boyfriend are now in jail.
Yeah, actually, I just saw an update to this story.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
okay.
Let me see if I can find it here. So yeah, they opted for the glamorous drug of crack. Mm-hmm. Whitney said crack is whack. I really truly believe that.
Yeah, sure.
It's kind of like the poor man's cocaine.
Sure.
Anyway, so I guess they're going to allow boyfriend Gino to actually maybe kind of keep the kids while she's undergoing some stuff. So,
hey, buddy,
I'm just going to throw this out on the limb. I don't think crack was on the approved Nutrisystem diet,
or it might have been.
Maybe it is the whole Nutrisystem diet. Just get there and smoke a rock every day.
If you have been under a rock and you don't know what Mama June looks like, just imagine Big Mama What in Walmart at like 2 a.m. And that's pretty much Mama June. I mean, she is a member of Ada Moon Pie sorority, so that's fine. I can say that because I'm a biggin, so it's okay. But she lost a ton of weight.
Yeah,
in this.
There's her mugshot.
Yeah, I mean, she lost a lot of weight in this whole reality show called, it was like Make Mama Hot or something like that. Listen, they still didn't succeed on that one. I'm just saying.
Well, she might be hot with like a paper bag over her head.
Oh, snap. I wasn't going
Just saying.
Well, you can do a lot of things with you can lose weight, but if your brain still operates the way that woman's brain operates,
right.
there ain't no hot left.
No.
She's
You set her on fire and not be hot.
But I think
Ouch.
I think that's our culture, the reality show addiction that people have. It makes stupid people famous.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
I know I just dropped the S-bomb for any 6-year-old kid living in Cabarrus County
don't listen to that.
Stupid has been banned in schools, but it just makes idiots famous.
yeah.
And
There's
for
no
being
doubt.
an idiot.
Well, and let's also say this culture has also made Hello Time videos also, stars in our culture.
Right. Yeah, that's
So-
right. It's the only reason Paris Hilton even a
Paris
name,
Hilton, Kim Kardashian, Cardi B. I mean,
Just have
like,
a list. I don't even know.
yeah,
Oh, Kurt.
our famous Cardi B. I mean, that whole genre is just making people famous. So
Making stupid people famous.
making stupid people famous. Yep. All right. So our next one is a Texas man calls professionals to get a few snakes out of his house. In Albany, Texas, a Texas man didn't realize that he had a slithering problem underneath his house. He called some professionals to remove a few snakes. They come home and get under his crawl space. He had 45 live rattlesnakes living under his house.
That's several pairs of boots right there.
Y'all, I'm burning that sucker down. There's no doubt about that.
I think I saw a video of this where I think they lifted the house or lifted the building off.
Yeah,
and
there's an 18-minute video on Facebook. We'll put it on our show notes where they got rid of 45
That's crazy.
rattlesnakes.
How do you sleep? I mean, you would think that the rattle would just keep you awake.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 45 rattlesnakes, that's got to be a heck of a racket.
Keep it down there.
Agnes, that's some noisy crickets tonight.
They said, the professionals said that the most that they've ever gotten out of a house was 88.
Oh, wow.
88 snakes under your house, y'all. That is, to me, like 45 is like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, or, where he was dropped into that.
yeah.
That's like 45 snakes. 88 would be just, I was in the middle of like the ocean with them covering
Right.
me. Oh, I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
I hate those things.
I
Satan's
don't
little
I don't
hand puppet.
mind snakes, but I don't want to be friends with them.
Listen, the last time humanity walked around with snakes, guess what happened? You remember that story? Didn't
We
work
could
out
also
too well
say,
with
we could
Adam
also
and
say
Eve.
the same thing about women because we'd still be in the Garden of Eden.
Well, but they're better looking than snakes,
They are,
no
and
doubt.
I bet they didn't have a rat problem.
probably not.
You're right.
Or a small dog under 2.5 pound, probably.
Or a cat. They probably no cats around here.
Good news is I haven't seen any squirrels around here for months. I'm not even entertaining the thought. Because I have such a bad squirrel problem. I was thinking, hey, maybe snakes. I'm just going to go straight to like a falcon because I'm not dealing with snakes.
There you go.
I can't even imagine that. All right. I need everybody to get their phones out. Have you guys seen this Florida man challenge?
The what?
Just on your phone or just drop it. It's fine. Type in Florida man and your date of birth and then tell it and say the headline that pops up
On Google.
on Google. So here's mine. Florida man, December 9th. Florida man steals elderly woman's purse and runs her over in the McDonald's parking lot. Whatever your birthday is, just type it in. Do this at home, not while you're driving. So, if you're driving, you can pull over or do this when you get home. But put in Florida man and your date of birth and read the first or second headline that pops up. Mojo, what do you got?
I currently have nothing because it's saying nothing but headlines about the Florida man.
Ray, do you got one?
No.
Come over here and tell it in the mic. So, Ryan.
Why you should steer clear from the Florida Man Challenge.
Oh, okay. Well, so there it is. So it's just talking about the Florida Man Challenge.
The
Gosh.
same thing, just what it is and not the headline.
Oh, man. That's awful.
So mine is Florida men posed as water department employees to stage a break-in. Why in the hell would you ever break into a water facility?
I also did one for you. Florida man tries to run over his son who wouldn't take a bath. So evidently, this has been getting some traction. And at the top of it, when you Google it, it says why you shouldn't do the Florida Man Challenge. But keep scrolling down, and then you'll finally find a headline from Florida that happened on your birthday. This is why I don't want to live in Florida. It's insane.
Florida is one of those states where great people there, but man, we might want to look at taking, a scalpel and getting rid of Florida and California. So.
And New York. If we're just going to do that, let's carve out New York.
New York City.
Yeah.
Well, there's about a 75 square mile section of Illinois that might want to go away.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And we'll talk about the craziness of Chicago here in a second.
Yep. All right. So let's go into our hot topics. Let me go ahead and play our disclaimer. The views and opinions of Southern Fried Philosophy are not necessarily those of our guests, sponsors, or friends of the show, but they should be. Our hot topics are brought to you by Watchman Cigars. If you would like a awesome, affordable, wonderful cigar, check out our advertiser, Watchman Cigars. You can look them up on our sponsors section of our website, and you'll hear the commercial right after this.
Smoke them when you get them.
All right, so you want to talk about? Go ahead and talk about old Juicy Jesse.
Yeah, man. So I'm sure you guys have heard the breaking news that was this week of Jussie Smollett, the now disgraced former actor on the hit TV show Fox Empire. Anyway, so I guess just kind of recap, just in case you're listening from a moon base in the galactic somewhere. But yeah, so Jussie Smollett claimed he was beat up and basically gang stalked by a couple of individuals with MAGA hats in Chicago, of all places, and basically a hate crime perpetrated where they were screaming, "This is MAGA country," and basically beat him up because he is a gay black man. So anyway, fast forward a little bit that actually he was then arrested because they found out the story had no validity to it, and
that escalated quickly.
Had no nothing there. He actually, quote unquote, paid a couple friends from Nigeria to basically help stage this and things like that. Now, fast forward again, all charges have now been dropped for Jussie Smollett. So there's all kinds of conspiracies out there now that are kind of starting to circulate the internet.
I bet you've looked up a couple of those.
Well, I mean, just like the case files have now been sealed. But I got to give it to the Chicago police captain. Well, he basically opened up a can of whoop ass on the prosecution today.
Are you going to talk about the conspiracy theories?
One of the conspiracy theories is Michelle Obama is actually a really good friend of Jussie Smollett. So, of course, the Obamas are from Chicago, and so they had probably a little piece of the pie there and some political capital, and they're also one of the reasons why they had the records were sealed, I guess. So I don't know.
Wondering what happened there.
Well, that could be it. So I don't know, but I tell you what, man. I mean, when the cops came out, right when they had arrested Jussie, they were confident, like slam dunk. This is it. This is terrible. This is whatever. They basically roasted the guy on a spit on TV. Also, here's going back to some of the conspiracy things. Text messages have now been being released from Jussie and the prosecutor. And basically her trying to get the charges dropped.
Also, Michelle Obama's chief of staff has been texting the prosecutor, and some of those text messages have been released.
Wow.
And
thanks, Reddit.
Earlier today, this was really, you said the police kind of laid the smackdown. They released some of their files, and the prosecutor's office went back to court and got another basically gag order, injunction saying they cannot release any more information.
Yeah.
So last I heard, the police department has actually asked the Department of Justice to investigate the prosecutor's office to see what's going on.
Look, when you have one of the most corrupt, inept, moronic mayors of any given big city, such as Rahm Emanuel, come out and says that this is a whitewashing of justice. Interesting phrase, whitewashing.
Ouch.
With the sensitivity of being a quote unquote racist racist crime, but he's exactly right.
Yeah,
I think
no doubt.
This does not pass the sniff test. This stinks, man. And we know Chicago is corrupt as can be. I love Chicago, love Chicago Cubs, love Chicago deep dish. But, man, I tell you what, politics there, forget about it. I mean,
I see what you did there.
That's New York.
Oh, well.
But,
they had the mob in Chicago.
They had some of the greatest mobsters there. Yeah, forget about it. But, no, yeah, I don't think this is going to age too well for prosecution or the district attorney's office in Chicago.
She was a rising star.
Yeah.
They were talking about grooming her for higher office. I mean, she's talking about running for mayor, and this is going to,
she's going to be cleaning those little waste bins at the park for the dog, dog poopy bins.
Might be a meter maid, maybe.
Meter maid.
Man, I think I don't know what happened here, but hopefully the Department of Justice will step in. This is actually where they could actually earn their keep.
Sure. No doubt about it.
They've still got the letter hoax, too, because there was a threat. Yep. There was a death threat mailed to him.
That.
Yeah, there was
that's a mail crime. That's a mail crime, yeah.
Yeah.
If that drops, then if the feds drop that crime, are we 100% sure then it's Obama then at that point? Because, how do you get the feds to drop that?
If the feds drop that, they've got pictures. He's got pictures of somebody. I'm just saying.
No doubt.
All right, so here's our next one. Here's proof that girls and boys are born differently. Controversial study finds that the brain differences between the sexes begin at the womb. In a scientific first, researchers claim to have found the differences between men and women's brains start in the womb. The conclusion is likely to be controversial. Well, that's a shocker. But scientists did do brain scans of 118 fetuses the second half of pregnancy to analyze the links between the gender and the connectivity of a developing brain, believing that the differences are biological. Professor Mariah Thompson from New York University of Langone, I don't know where that's at, said
it's in Langone.
Langone, yeah, no, thanks a lot, Chief. Said that the main differences was connectivity across distant areas of the brain. According to the U.S. study published, that the female brain grows in the uterus, that it produces long-range networks, while guys are more susceptible to environmental influences. So women's brains reach longer. Guys are shorter, but are more susceptible to environmental influences. So there we go.
Call me a bigot.
Bigot.
But
you told me
I'm pretty sure that the science has been settled on gendering for quite a while. I don't even know why we talk about this. Well, you have XX, XY.
Yeah. Well, because now people are saying you can't gender a child. You have to let them choose their gender, which that to me, I don't get.
Well, they call them what? Babies?
Babies.
Well, in the South, we're going to start calling them y'allbees.
Y'allbees? Hey, y'allbees.
No, but I'm telling you, have we just totally jumped off the cliff?
Yes.
With intersectional politics, when people start identifying with their opinion,
yes,
you know what I'm saying, that you cannot talk them off of that ledge.
No,
I mean, like me, I don't have I have an opinion on things, but I also can be talked to. And I just don't understand how we're debating sex. Like we've put a man on the moon. We've launched a car into space. We have done great accomplishments towards disease, and here we are trying to redefine sexual gender.
Yeah.
It's all based on feeling.
Yes, 100%.
Feelings matter more than science, I guess.
Yeah. It's just like it doesn't matter what the truth is. This is how I feel about my truth.
Now, I'm not discounting gender dysphoria because I believe 100%. Gender dysphoria exists. The psychology studies, the DSM-1 identifies that as, a mental illness, I guess, or a mental psychology category. I completely agree. I mean, that's like if a person all of a sudden one day decides they identifies as a grapefruit. It doesn't change the fact that you're not a grapefruit. You can identify with it, but
it's in the same book that people will identify themselves as werewolves. You know, like they're still not
And look,
werewolves.
and regardless of my opinion, which is backed by science, I still love everyone. It does not discounting that.
Yes.
I just don't, and I'm not one to sit there and say you can't call yourself a he, she, they, whatever. That's up to you. I may not agree with you, but
I can still love you.
Yeah, but I just don't understand now. It's creeping into our politics. Like states are adding a third box for non-binary or something. These things bother me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you, this is my take on it. If John wants to become Joan, I will respect Joan's wishes, and I will refer to her as Joan, and that's how Joan chooses to live Joan's life.
Sure.
But the moment the government comes to me and says, you have to call her Joan, it's John.
That's right. And see, that's where government encroachment that's what's happening in the EU right now.
Yeah.
England is arresting people. There was a woman who called a transgender woman a he, and they came to her and arrested her for misappropriating hate speech over Twitter.
Yeah.
And that's coming to this country soon.
Gracious, yeah.
England's always 10 years ahead of us as far as, look, we
on brushing their teeth. I'm just going to say that. Not
Smile Direct.
I think we found a marketing opportunity.
There you go. We need to
SmileDirectMate.com.
We got to start our own thing there.
Yeah, so it's just getting out of hand, y'all. I mean, I don't know what to do. You just But at least now there's science and studies that are showing that at least men and women are
but those will be called
They'll be thrown out
as type of bigoted studies, though.
Yeah. Speaking of bigoted studies, let's talk about the new Green Deal. You wanted to talk about that?
Well, the new Green Deal, which has now been voted down.
The new Brown Deal. Because it's doo-doo.
It is, man. So just to recall, if you're still listening for that moon base, the new Green Deal was this package, like transformative policy that Alexandria Pinta Santa Maria Cortez came up with.
Send your emails to Mojo at SFP Radio.
But she came up with this. Her and her some conglomerates there came up with this new policy that they were to basically get us to zero greenhouse gases by the year 2030-ish or something like that.
I think they were shooting like really quickly.
Yeah. So in the CBO, the Congressional Business Office, came back with numbers saying, hey, listen, retard, that it's going to cost $96 trillion to do this. There's not even that kind of cash in the whole world. So we could sell the Earth to a germ based alien for and not get that kind of cash. But so they kicked that back, and of course they still kept pressing it. AOC has been sounding the alarm on her Twitters and social media, Instagram, things like that. With we only have 12 years to live. I guess it's probably 11 and a half now before just utter disaster. Which, it could be. Who knows the time? Or unless maybe she's prophetic.
She's a fun Twitter follow.
Oh, dude, she gives countless great laughable material.
Yeah.
Sure.
So anyway, they, I guess the majority Democrat Congress voted for her new Green Deal and passed it. So it got ran up to the Senate. If anybody's old enough to remember how bills actually originate due to the Saturday morning cartoons, it actually originates in the Congress and then goes up the ladder to the Senate. Well, the Senate came back and voted a very narrow vote of 57-0 to vote down the new Green Deal.
So close.
Just on the outside. So that Green New Deal has been ushered in as a farce. Little highlights about the new Green Deal, basically getting us all to a vegetarian diet because cow farts is a problem.
Yeah, nope.
We will no longer be able to fly in planes. We'll have to take trains.
Nope.
Which some of that may not be bad, but
yeah, I heard one of the suggestions for the cow farting was to feed them all seaweed because that would reduce their flatulence. However, then it came up, well, how are you going to get the cows to have the seaweed? Because you're going to have to ship that over to all the Midwestern cows from the sea. Well, there's a problem there.
But also, I think the seaweed helps kind of filter all the crap that China puts into the water. So, you got that
Gotta
part.
look at that.
I was thinking it was an economic opportunity for people who are so motivated to invent things. And one of the things I thought about trying to develop was a butt plug for cows. And it would
Send your emails to Marty at SFP Radio.
and it would basically filter out the methane.
Yeah.
And this is an economic opportunity. Once a government contract to produce these plugs,
Yeah.
and two, you got to pay somebody $15 an hour to insert it.
Actually, I'm going to up that. I like the idea. I think we should put a kazoo on the end of the pub. That way we could hear it.
You know those advertisers for
Know
like
when you're collecting.
the happiest cows in the country? Yeah. I mean, with a kazoo on it, I would be loving it. Oh, yeah. So I don't think this thing's going to fly. 57-0, it was defeated.
Yeah, so
That was like my high school
obviously
basketball game.
Well, my favorite part of the whole thing, though, is I follow her on Twitter because, again,
Yeah,
it is
she's-
just
she's-
so much.
It's classic.
It's
Great
so
gig.
much
Yeah.
fun for me.
Right.
I mean, like, if I just need to have a bad day, I need to laugh.
Yeah, also follow James Brown. I mean, Maxine Waters, too.
Oh, yeah.
She's awesome, too.
I can't get enough of Pelosi when she talks. I'm like, I have no idea what she's saying.
Yeah.
Skeletor.
Yeah.
Man.
But it's like, she put out this tweet basically saying she gave permission for all the Democratic senators to vote present. I'm like, baby, you're a freshman congressman. I know the media loves you,
Yeah.
but I think you're, fix me a drink.
That's right. Pelosi and Feinstein think she is an absolute disaster. I can't guarantee this, but I'm pretty sure that she will not survive a second running. I mean, I think that
They're going to primary the hell out of her.
Yeah,
I mean,
they probably started like campaign running her. So,
But I mean, hasn't her like favorable points plummeted recently? Like people don't like her nearly as much.
I don't think they do like her, and they have good reason not to like her. Now, there's vulnerable, useful idiots out there. I like, the kids, that are probably 15 and under came up to, Senator Dianne Feinstein, who's no genius herself, who's, said it herself. She's been in the Senate for over 30 years, which no senator should ever be.
You're right.
But yeah, I mean, she's no fan of AOC.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And, with the life extension technology, I think Senator Feinstein and Pelosi will probably be around a lot longer than AOC. So
It may be. All right, so let's go to our basketball brackets. Obviously, everybody's been kind of looking at the NCAA bracket. I mean, this is my favorite time of year. I don't know about you guys, but
it's like Christmas.
I love it. When I can watch basketball games during work hours, that makes me so happy. Right? Am I not? So right now, this is Wednesday. Sweet 16 will be played Friday, Saturday, and then the Elite 8 Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. So right now, my bracket, I filled it out. I haven't gone too bad. I've pretty much, I feel like I've nailed the Sweet 16. So we'll go down these lists and see kind of what you think. Duke versus Virginia Tech. Boy, you guys almost lost it with Taco Baco yesterday.
Yeah, if we cook up a stinker like we did last game,
You're not going to have another Taco to face. So he was insane.
Yeah.
7-6.
But even the last 2 minutes of the game, we couldn't hit a free throw.
Yeah.
I mean, it was horrible execution. We deserved to lose that game.
You should have lost.
Yeah.
There was no doubt. You got saved by the refs.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I don't know, say by the refs or if we just poorly executed
Zion
playing basketball.
A chicken wing that dude at the end and pushed off. I'm just saying.
Coming from a true Kentucky fan here.
I was pulling for UCF so hard. I was about to pee my pants.
Yeah, I was torn. I mean, I'm a Tar Heel fan. It's really hard to pull for Duke. It's just really, really hard. But there's a part of me that's kind of looking, this might be our best chance for a Carolina Duke final in a long time.
Right. Yeah.
And, there's part of me that's kind of looking forward to maybe that happening, see what goes down.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they might shut the whole state down on Tuesday.
That could be a possibility.
If they play Monday night, half the state's going to be too hungover from celebrating to go to work, and the other half's going to be too hungover from being depressed. It's going to be like a statewide holiday.
Sure.
Worse than a snowstorm.
Yeah. Duke and Virginia Tech, I'm assuming you'll take Duke.
I don't know.
You don't know?
As a gambler, I don't know.
What's the spread?
I have no idea what the spread is right now.
Hold on. I tell you what, I'm going to pull the spreads up here.
I think Duke covers. I think the close call they had against UCF.
Yeah.
I think they're, Krzyzewski's been all up in them boys this last couple of days.
Yeah, and again,
I have a feeling they cover.
You're not going to get another 7-6 guy.
All right.
They don't grow on trees.
No.
I'm going to go Duke.
Do you have the spread or no?
7.
7. Yeah.
Yeah, they cover that.
Ryan.
I agree.
Duke, yeah. As much as I hate it, I think Duke's going to pull that one out. You've got LSU and Michigan State.
I'm gonna go LSU. I mean, they have the spread Michigan State by 6, but
Oh, wow.
that's kind of close.
Yeah. I'm also going to pick LSU just because I'm pulling for the SEC. I mean, they're athletic. They've got some athleticism on their side. So we'll see.
I'm going to go Michigan State on that one, actually, with LSU's coach being out with all that investigation stuff. He's finally going up against a guy. Izzo is about as good as they are in the business.
Yeah, that's true.
If it comes down to the last couple minutes of managing a game, I think Izzo's going to beat the assistant coach.
H to the Izzo.
Yeah, that is true.
Ryan.
Toss up.
Toss up.
Toss up.
There's no toss up in brackets.
All right, we've got Gonzaga and FSU. Ooh. Oh.
Zaga's strong, man. I mean,
have they played anybody really tough?
We say that every we
They
say
were the
that
first
every
team
time.
to beat Duke this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, have they beat anybody since? Like that was good.
that I don't recall.
I don't think
They have not played. They played one competitive game since December.
Yeah.
Really, when they and St. Mary's beat them in their conference tournament.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But I think they got the talent to win, and Florida State's who knocked them out last year.
Yeah,
The spread's only 7.5 on the game, so
Gonzaga.
I gotta go Gonzaga.
Yeah, I just don't know if Florida State can score consistently enough to beat Gonzaga. I think
I agree
Gonzaga's
with
a
that.
more talented offensive team.
Yeah.
And
They're explosive when they get on a roll. They're explosive. Yeah.
Yeah,
FSU just kind of like screws up and still figures out a way to stick around.
They got 12 guys that can play, and they're all athletic, and they all play. They play defense hard, but sometimes they just have trouble scoring enough to win a game.
yeah. Okay, so we're going to all go Gonzaga. Everybody going to Gonzaga? All right. And then we got Texas Tech and Michigan.
We'll go Texas Tech.
What's the spread on that one?
2.
2.
I want to go Texas Tech.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about them. I despise Michigan.
Who doesn't?
And Michigan's the 2 seed, so in that whole thing. So I don't know. Yeah, I think Texas Tech is gonna pull that one out.
Michigan.
Okay. All right, let's go to the other side. Virginia and Oregon. Ooh.
I gotta go to Virginia. They spreads 8.5.
Wow. Is it really that high?
Yeah, but Oregon's a 12 seed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, hold it back.
I think that's the easiest pick in the bracket right now.
I think Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia. They're so disciplined. They're so solid. They've actually got an offense this year that can score.
Yeah.
They have looked great all year.
And the only reason Oregon's even in the tournament is they won their conference tournament. So they were not even on the bubble till they lucked up and won their tournament. And they got hot, but I just they're not disciplined enough to beat Virginia.
Yeah.
You've got to be on your game for 40 minutes to beat those guys.
It's true because Virginia is just a seasoned ACC team, and of course everybody knows basketball is ACC. We talking about?
You're right. You're right.
They don't play basketball anywhere else, do they?
There's these other conferences. You don't really hear much about them, but
Speaking of Purdue and Tennessee.
Purdue.
I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, I agree with Mojo. I'm gonna go with Purdue. Tennessee, they showed some weakness when they blew a 25-point lead this past weekend. It went to overtime, had to pull it out.
They look very soft, very soft.
I think they just had a bad game. I really do. I think Tennessee's going to pull this one out. I think they.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree, but it's any given
spread?
game. 1.5.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Tennessee?
I'm with you.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. This one I think is actually going to be tough. If Auburn can hit those threes, Auburn and North Carolina. I know you're going to pull North Carolina.
Yeah. I'm definitely going Tar Heels on that one, but I'm going to tell you that I think that's the most entertaining game of the Sweet 16.
I agree.
That game might be 95-93.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game.
You might as well just turn the shot clock off and let them go.
Well, with you're right, and with the Auburn's going to have the backers of Kenny Smith and Charles Barkley.
the halftime show is going to be required viewing,
Right? Yeah.
And then post game too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Barkley's probably going to be out there in an Auburn thong or something.
I would love to have a camera on both of those, just the entire game.
Oh, I absolutely.
Yeah.
If CBS has a brain in their head, that's on their website.
Yeah, no
100%.
doubt.
Yeah. So who you picking? What is the spread on that one?
5 UNC.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go UNC on that too, just because I'm rooting for a Duke UNC.
Yeah. I'll say North Carolina beats them. I have on my bracket Auburn, but I think North Carolina's going to pull it out. But it's going to be a close game, like you said.
Yeah, I'm a Carolina guy.
Yeah, pulling.
And I do want to see Carolina do play.
And an actual breakdown, not emotional. I don't know if Auburn can rebound with Carolina.
Yeah,
and I think that's going to be the difference. I think that Auburn is statistically, they're one of the worst rebounding teams left in the tournament.
That's a good point.
So,
all right, Houston, Kentucky.
This is only a 2.5 point spread.
Yeah.
I'm
scared about this one. I am scared about this one. PJ Washington, one of our main players, he got his cast off Tuesday, so he should be playing. It's a day-to-day situation from Coach Cal.
Maybe.
I think that's what's got it at 2.5.
Maybe Mama June will be the player's assistant coach manager and hook them up.
she's our guest trainer for the week.
What's in this Gatorade? It's fantastic.
I think you were thinking about Louisville. She's probably the one for Louisville.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's Patino's gone.
Yeah.
So that's more of a Patino speed right there.
I've got Kentucky on this one just because that's who I'm going for, but I think it's going to be a tough game.
What's the word on his game shape, Washington? I mean, I'm thinking that being in a cast, he's been in a cast, 3 weeks now? 10 days? 10 days. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they may get Houston, but if he has to play 35 minutes against Carolina or Auburn in the next game, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get past UNC or Auburn without PJ.
See, what's tough is, when you get a cast off, your whole arm just stinks.
Yeah.
And you have ashy skin. So I don't know, man. That's a factor there.
The whole NCAA tournament is brought down by ashy skin.
And stinky skin, too. Yeah, I mean, that smells like a tuna boat up in there.
Maybe people want to stay away from him because of that.
Yeah.
Give him a little bit more room.
Ba-bam.
That was the
You ever been in
strategy.
a locker room? I think they'll be all right.
I smelled week-old jocks. No, I understand.
Who brought the pimento sardine sandwich in here?
I think that's going to be a tough game. I really do, but I got Kentucky to
That's
pick.
too close to call, man.
Yeah, it's a push for you.
I'm going to go with Kentucky. I just think, I just don't know enough about Houston. And I've got a good buddy from high school that loves them. He lives down there. Says he thinks they're going to be Kentucky. But
I'm not going to be shocked if they do, but
talent. Not when in doubt, go with talent.
Yeah, that's true. And if any one of our players start lighting it up, it's over. So.
But Kentucky has the legacy of coaching too.
Yeah.
So I mean, that is one.
Calipari is a used car salesman.
I agree with that.
Ryan, what do you got? Kentucky. That's my boy. Who do you guys got going for the 4? We're not going to go through the Elite 8, but at the overall, do you have any idea of who's going to the 4?
Oh man,
I've got Virginia beating or Tennessee beating Virginia. I know that's a stretch, but that's where I've got Kentucky beating UNC just because it's a hope dream. Michigan and Duke are going to be there, so. I don't know. I think maybe Texas Tech might.
This has probably been one of the most interesting tourneys.
It's been a chalk tourney
because there's been some blowouts, but there's been some close games that shouldn't have been close.
Yeah.
Games. I mean, just like teams like for example, Duke just. I would you asked me game 1 when they came out and played Kentucky and beat the brakes off of you guys.
34.
I was like, oh, forget about it. Just getting canceled this season. Just bring the trophy and
I said the same thing.
I mean, and all of a sudden, we get to our first loss, Gonzaga, and then we start playing like crap. I mean,
and Zion goes out, and you guys go 3-3?
3-3.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Nike.
I think UCF game, part of that was Johnny Dawkins just knows that system that K runs so well. Right. He knew exactly what to do, how to defense that, and he there are 2 guys on Duke's squad that you dare them to shoot. I mean, you say, here, have the ball. I'm going to stand 10 feet back and shoot it, please. Yeah. Don't drive. Please shoot.
Yeah.
And that's what UCF did to them.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if you let anybody other than Reddish or Barrett shoot from outside,
it's done. Yeah.
What's Jack White? Has he hit a 3 yet?
He's a guitar player.
Yeah, for White Stripes. He has been ice cold. I
mean,
Junior, phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's got senioritis or something. I don't know, man. Jeez.
Yeah, I think some of it is you get these 4 guys that came in as freshmen and they're just dominating everything. They've taken over the school basically. And you're going into your senior year and you're playing third fiddle to a couple of guys that are going to be here for one season.
You're like the cover band for the cover band.
Exactly. Yeah. You're like, you're like the Slippery When Wet, like Bon Jovi tribute band.
That's right.
Somewhere,
The midget cover band tribute band.
They're called Little People. Come on.
Little Kiss. Little Kiss.
Slippery When Little.
That could be it too. So predictions for who's gonna win this thing?
Yeah,
We'll
this
just go
one's
with that.
kind of a potpourri. I just don't know, man.
Do you still think Duke's going to pull it out? So you're saying Duke UNC final?
I'm hoping it's either Duke UNC or Duke Kentucky.
Yeah.
So
CBS is loving either one of those options.
Oh, absolutely.
They're
this is a
loving it.
payday for them.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. I'm going chalk. I'm going all 4 number 1 seeds make it to the Final Four. Duke beats Gonzaga. Carolina beats Virginia finally for the first time in like 3 years. And then we got the epic, battle royal Monday night, Duke Carolina. And then it's just like I'm calling in sick Tuesday. It's pretty much simple. If Saturday they win, I'm just going to call my boss Saturday night and say, by the way, I'm sick Tuesday.
Yeah, I can't come in.
Yeah, I won't.
I'm pre-sick.
I'm pretty sick. I'm calling in scared. I'm afraid I'm not.
I went ahead and went to urgent care 2 days ago and got my excuse, so we're good.
Nice. I went to a couple of funeral homes.
Yeah.
Picked up some bereavement cards.
Yeah,
I'm going to be out that day too. You're regardless.
My liver is dead. Holding a funeral today.
All right, so we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we will have Marty with us from Carmenter's Brewery, and also too our music that is going to play is going to be brought to you by Patrick Lilly. It's a song called One and Done Love. So check him out. Patrick Lilly is our guest musician for today. All right, we'll be right back. You are listening to the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast.
She's a cool walking, smooth talking kind of girl you want to bring back home. She's a jaw dropping, show stopping, oh boy, you better get a grip on. Now she don't wait around for boots and buckles, doesn't go for beat of a knuckle. She's a kind of fine, genuine, rocking my whole world. Caroline, tan line, my hometown girl, my drug, my love sent from above. She's my one and done love. Oh, and when her boots are stomping, hips are rocking on an old wood barroom floor, it gets my heart quaking, legs shaking like I've never felt before. Now when you play her song, you know she's a-coming. Copperhead Road and a little southern love, and she's a kind of fine, genuine, rocking my whole world. Caroline, tan line, my hometown girl, my drug, my love sent from above. She's my one and done love. She's my one and done love. No, I still don't know how I got this girl, but all I know is she changed my world. 'Cause she's a kind of fine, genuine, rocking my whole world. Caroline, tan line, my hometown girl, my drug, my love sent from above. She's my one and done love. She's my one and done love.
If you are in the market for a high-quality cigar for a very reasonable price, you must check out Watchman Cigars. Watchman Cigars is a family-owned business that puts the customer first with the best customer service in the business. Watchman Cigars offers the Habano for a full, spicy flavor, the Connecticut for a mild, easy-to-smoke option, and the Maduro for a strong, powerful experience. They even do specialty blends and partner with you to provide a custom exclusive line just for you. Watchman Cigars has all your cigar needs. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Watchman Cigars 1991 or email Leon directly at Watchman_cigars@yahoo.com. That's Watchman_cigars@yahoo.com, or check out the sponsors section of our website.
Hey guys, thanks for letting us take a little break there. Anyway, we have Marty Jackson with Commoners Brewing here in Concord, North Carolina. If you happen to be in our local area, all you got to do is hot shot it down to 85, 60, exit 60, hang a right or left. I'm not sure which way you're coming, blah, blah, blah. Just put it in the old GPS, you'll get there. But anyway, they have great beer, all locally made here with their magician's touch. But anyway, welcome to the show, Marty.
Thanks, man. Appreciate hanging out with you guys. It's been a blast.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've been in studio.
Episode 27. If I went back and looked.
Wow.
We
We got to stop that.
That was like 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago. You're right.
Yeah, we got to stop that. We got to have you more. We got to have you on more.
I'd love to, man.
ridiculous.
It's been a blast.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Marty, so what's been going on? How's Commoners? How's things going there?
We're doing good, man.
Yeah.
We came around the new year, and we're heading into the busy part of the year for breweries. The weather's starting to warm up.
Yeah.
People want to sit outside, sip a really good beer. So we got the patio doors opening up here.
Nice.
Probably we had them open up some last weekend. Like Sunday was like 72 and sunny. So
Next day was 42.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
And raining. One of the fun things we did this past, we had a fashion show Sunday.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't invited.
You weren't. No, you
Should have got House of Le Monde.
the heels they wore might have been a little bit tough for your
Whoa.
ankles.
I don't know. I have done drag once in high school.
But there was a fashion boutique next door, and they were celebrating their 1 year anniversary.
Nice.
So we let them use the tap room to show off some of their fashions and
That's
for their
cool.
customers and stuff. It was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
So we had the NCAA tournament up on the wall, and we had
Drunk women in heels.
13 women walking around in different, I think
Oh, wow.
like two different passes, two different outfits. It was cool. It was a lot of fun.
Wow. Nice.
So
You definitely, you guys do some unique things.
No doubt.
we do. We've got, like I said, we did the fashion show this past Sunday. Once a month we do a church service on Sunday nights.
Mm-hmm.
It's been very successful. We've done we've got our 4th month coming up in a couple weeks.
Nice.
And it's been going very well. We're partnering with our home church that has been sponsoring some of the stuff and helping us out with music and speakers. So,
Awesome, man.
But
Yeah.
it's been pretty good.
Can't wait to come one of those. I mean, it's that. For any naysayers out there, just send me an email because I really think that's such a positive thing to do. I mean,
Oh yeah, if you got something negative to say about me having church in my brewery, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it. I'll tell you what our vision is, what our thoughts are on it.
Yeah.
And I'll be respectful. As long as you're respectful to me with what you want to share, I'll be more than happy to be respectful back to you with what I think.
those who just want to fight, just call me.
It is frustrating because we've done the hymns and hops at
Yeah,
Commoners.
absolutely. It was a
And-
blast.
And we had a great time. But some of the comments are just like Jesus people getting all up in arms. about it.
My favorite ones are like, I like to drink and I like Jesus, but I don't want the two to mix. I'm like,
That is a quote.
obviously you're not reading the gospel and don't
Right.
have no understanding of the incarnation of Christ, that once you accept Christ, Christ is in you. So actually
Yeah.
you're pretty much, Jesus is your number one drinking buddy, I guess.
Those are the kind of people who put Jesus in a box.
Yeah.
that's true.
Or I guess maybe a tomb.
Yeah.
Depending on how you
Keep
look at
the
it.
rock on it. Yeah.
Just stay back there until I'm
Yeah.
done with this beer,
Yeah,
Jesus.
let me. Shh. It's like the Baptist at the liquor store. They got the hat, the sunglasses
Right.
on, won't acknowledge anybody.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I was your buddy last night. And what happened?
That's right.
Yeah. Good gracious. You also got this cool thing coming up, the adult prom.
We do. We have an adult prom coming up. We actually have a series of events, and I'll run through them real quick.
Yeah.
And if you guys want more information, I'll be happy to share it. But the Allie Foundation, young lady, Allie's been diagnosed with leukemia for a second time in her life. Young teenage girl, sweetheart, absolute sweetheart. And she beat cancer the first time around, and now it's back. and we're doing stuff to raise money and help her foundation out. So actually tonight we're doing a painting event, one of the guided painting classes. We're doing one of those to raise money for that tonight. This Sunday we've got a poker tournament. All in for Allie. Nothing to buy in. All you got to do is show up and play for points and prizes. If you would like to make a donation, there will be opportunities for you to do so. Not required to be a part of the game, but we would, anybody who would like to come up and play and hang out, raise money for a really good cause would be awesome. Then we got the Second Chance Prom, or the adult prom we got coming up. I believe that is, let me double check the date on that. I got it.
Now, if it's anything like mine, I'm going to be up against the wall. I
want to recreate my freshman year going.
Lord.
Yeah,
golly, what was your prom like?
The first one, I frankly don't even remember.
Yeah, boy,
it was boring.
I took my like only date. Listen, y'all, I've always been a biggin, and I've never had game, but I took a foreign exchange student on a date, and she was, now I'm like 5'7" on a good day. She had to have been, and I'm not joking, like a solid like 9'5". I mean, she was massive. And so I'm trying to dance with her. I put my arms around her, and it's on her butt. And I'm like, this is so awkward.
Eyeball with her belly button kind of thing.
Yeah. Girls have always scared me, even to this day. Like, they freak me out. But, that was what an experience.
Yeah, I went to 4 proms because I was like the resident safe guy to go with at church.
Oh, you were like the friend.
I have friend zone all the time. Yeah, so, but I went to 4 proms. So all of them were boring. Like you see all the movies, the prom and none of that. I mean, it was like high five, see you later. I mean, it was no Spanish fly in the punch bowl. It was just lame. Of course, that's probably our small town too. So.
Yeah. I thought I was going on a romantic prom, but then it turned out to be the friend zone prom, and I was the only one that didn't know it in the group. Oh, hey buddy, you talk about awkward. Hey buddy.
All I know is I worked at Winn-Dixie as a bagger of groceries, grocery bagger, and I saved my money to take this chick to Calhoun Corners, and she couldn't even give me a peck on the cheek. I was just like, man, come on, what? Yeah, how's this whole thing work? But I was so unsure of myself at that age too.
Yeah.
What not to do, the signals. I mean,
sure.
Of course, I'm still kind of confused with that,
clueless.
But you just at that age, such an awkward age, man.
Dude, I was like trying to buy pictures. Shout out to Robert, who does Webmerized. We went together and I tried to buy the pictures. I thought like this was true love. And then like she ghosted right after that. I'm like,
she's like, she said, immigration, can you please deport me?
It was pretty much like that. Way to go, Biggin.
I was in my prom for like 15 minutes.
Attaboy.
I walked in long enough to get my picture taken to prove I'd been there. It was like, and I didn't even buy the pictures. I was like, and we hadn't, my hometown was a little weird. The biggest thing about the prom was like the after party and the breakfast the next morning.
Sure. That's the greatest part.
They would, you go to the after party and then some of the parents would get together and they would cook a breakfast the next morning for a group. And so you'd basically go to the prom, you hang out the party all night, and then you show up at this house at like 6 o'clock in the morning and eat breakfast.
Yeah.
And
that's where I would have been like right after prom. Like I'm not going to breakfast.
But see, I was stagged for everything after the prom. My date had to be home at like 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Oh, how about you?
Because she was a junior. She wasn't a senior.
Okay.
So I was like, I took her home and then I was out at the.
I was so heavily invested in youth groups, at the time.
Sure.
So my first prom, I think we went over to one of the church youth groups. We played like card games or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. Well, okay. Uno.
Yay. Uno. Yeah.
So there's nothing
that was my sophomore and junior year. I was Uno. Just by myself.
Yeah, I was the friend zone guy. I thought I was in love with one of the girls in the youth group, and then I tried to make my move, and that was the first time, first and like one of the only times I ever shot down. But that experience, man, you're like,
hey, buddy.
Yeah,
what does it feel like?
When you think you're getting signals and you're totally crossed up, and you go in for the kill, and you're like,
oh snap!
The lion goes in for the healthy gazelle.
That's what that feels like.
And of course, this is pre-internet, so you have no way to Google.
You can't Google how to figure out how to get out of this.
how to figure out a woman.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, a lot of my information about this was Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Mine was the back of the school bus, man.
You listen to the advice from that dude, and you find out real quick he didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
What does Indiana Jones have to say about this? That's what I got mine. MacGyver, help me out.
Oh, yeah. So adult prom. You're saying
let's go back to that.
Let's get back to the fun stuff.
So you're saying if I take my wife, it's a guaranteed score. Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't say that. She's trying to throat punch you.
Hey, maybe that's a score.
That's because I just ordered some Smile Direct. That's the reason why.
That's physical contact. I'll take it, baby.
Hello, Tom.
It's like hockey. Is this foreplay?
The adult prom is just that. It's second chance adult. You dress in your decade, whatever your favorite one was. If you were a hippie, come as a hippie. If you were in the disco, come as disco. Hair metal. I don't know how you make a spandex tuxedo, but maybe we'll figure that out.
Please don't put me in that.
It'd be fun, wouldn't it?
No, it would not.
But we're calling it Dancing Through the Decades. We're going to go to different themes of different years, and just encourage everybody to dress to the decade they want to celebrate, or what they remember, or what they identify with. We're in this age of identification is more important than reality.
Like
sure.
So, I'm thinking, I'm going, I don't know.
Class of 2030.
Yeah, I'm going to show up, with my self-lacing Nikes and pull up a DeLorean.
I'm going to go out there. Yeah, I'm going to go out there in my futuristic outfit with no cow farts in the air. So
I'm coming as a Green New Deal.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you are doing some really cool stuff at the brewery. And what I love is your all's heart to give back. And that's evident in just the events that you're doing. And even before Allie, like you were always giving back, the brewery was. And guys, they've got some really good beer. Like you mentioned, we had the Uncommon Blonde tonight, the Molly's Revenge, which was also very good. You guys are kicking out some really good stuff.
Well, thank you. We're trying really hard. I mean, we really, like any business you get into and you're new and you're just trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
It's like you learn how much you really don't know the first year that you're doing something.
Yeah.
And we've kind of turned that corner. I think we've kind of got our feet under us a little bit better. We know where our shortcomings were.
Yeah.
We're doing everything we can to address those. One of the things we've done recently is we've added a pizza kitchen.
Yeah.
So, come out, you can get food now as well, so.
Yeah. Talk about the pizza. Like you said 3 different crusts.
Yeah, we got 3 different crusts, hand tossed, thin crust, and a cauliflower for all you gluten-free people that, whether it's choice or lifestyle or medical, whatever. We don't discriminate. So,
that's awesome. What's that look on your face?
No, come on, man. Share.
No, we're good. No, that's actually pretty cool because I try to adhere to a diet.
Yeah.
I feel better when I do. So the cauliflower crust does.
It's pretty flavorful. I mean, just, I don't adhere to any particular diet. I pretty much see something I want to eat and I eat it. It's just, I'm lucky. I'm one of those people that's kind of God is blessed with the ability to do that. Yeah, I know. I hate me too sometimes. Well, sometimes I wake up in the morning and go, God, why did I do that? But, it's, it is pretty good actually. I was kind of surprised. I was thinking this is going to be bland and taste like a piece of cardboard, but it actually tastes really, really good.
Nice.
So
I'll give it a shot.
And we do a couple things back in the kitchen to kind of spice it up a little bit, give it a little extra flavor, a little seasoning.
Taking it to Flavor Town.
Yep.
As Emerald say, kicking it up a notch.
Kicking it up a notch. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but the pizza thing, we're a weekend.
Yeah.
So, but we've got a pretty solid menu on them, and some different things.
Nice.
I think the most popular one so far has been the chicken carbonara, which is, I guess we got chicken, mushrooms, bacon,
Alfredo sauce.
Come on with a little sprinkle of crushed red pepper when it comes out of the oven.
That's nice.
So
well done,
it's
sir.
Pretty solid. You throw that on the cauliflower crust, and you got yourself something really worth eating right there.
Hey, buddy.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we're going to head on out and go get some pizza.
So,
what's been the funniest story so far that you can share on air?
Oh wow,
that's happened.
What's my rating limit?
Hold on, 2018 New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I have video to prove it.
Yeah.
Let's see. The funniest story I can share on air. I'll come back to that.
Okay.
I'll come back to that. I will share. There's one thing I do want to share about one more upcoming event.
Yeah, come on.
It's kind of the biggie. That's April 28th.
Okay.
This is also for the Alley Foundation. And we're having a concert in the parking lot. We have 5 bands. All 5 bands are donating their time. They're basically, we're still working out the ticket details, whether it's going to be a hard ticket or if it's going to be a donation at the door. We're still, check out eventbrite.com to get the final details on that.
Okay.
But we're still kind of negotiating with the city and ALE to find out exactly how we can manage that to make sure we don't violate anything. We don't need to
keep
violate.
it above board.
Exactly. So, but that's going to be a huge event. We got Daryl Harwood, 9-day trip, Cameron Marlowe. There were 2 others, and I apologize to these guys. I wrote it all down and left it at the bar. So, but we've got, like I said, we got 5 bands coming in.
Nice.
They're going to play for about 6 hours total.
Holy cow.
I heard a rumor that the Foo Fighters were going to be there.
No, is that happening?
No,
It's a rumor.
It's just a rumor. I mean, but if you're going to go for somebody, if you're going to start a rumor, start some.
How about, I'm just throwing this out there, what if we can get Will Smith on the reunion tour?
I was looking for a Beatles reunion.
Okay.
George or John, and they're gonna all come back from the dead.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
You drink enough of this Uncommon Blonde, and hey, buddy, you can make it happen. Cool. So anything else? Like, because it's been 2 years. Like, you guys are crushing it. This facility that you have, again, great place to go, get outside.
Yeah.
There's board games. There's some really cool places just to chill. You got a balcony up top, so you can see a really beautiful sunset. And then you've got like other food vendors that are there.
Didn't you guys add a home brewer?
We did a home brewer. One thing we noticed that was missing in this area was a good place for home brewers to pick up supplies. You know, a guy wants to make a beer on a Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
He's got to drive to Charlotte or Mooresville to pick up his ingredients or his supplies. So it's kind of a hole in the fabric here. So we've decided to patch it.
Oh, nice.
So we've got a homebrew supply store there in the building.
Okay.
They're open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you can swing by, pick up your ingredients to make your beer over the weekend. You can call up and place your order. They'll have it ready for you to pick up. You know, like so Friday afternoon on the way home from work. So 5-minute stop, come in, stuff's already ready for you.
Nice.
Pull it out the door and go.
Well done.
So it's a nice little addition. We're hoping the weather's been kind of crappy, as you guys haven't noticed. I'm looking for Noah to come floating by and wave at me.
We had the rains, and now we have the chilly spring.
Yeah, we're back.
I think the next season is what, pollen?
I think just straight yellowness.
Yellow snow.
Yellow snow. Yep.
Yeah, the kind you definitely don't want to eat.
The other thing too that I wanted to point out is, like, just again, I saw another example of how the brewing community just helps each other out. And
absolutely.
It just blows my mind. If one goes down, the other helps out. And that's awesome. It was just great to see that community.
Oh yeah. They're tremendous. We've been tremendously supported by the local brewing community here. The other breweries in town have been awesome. I don't want to get into the details of some of the stuff recently because it's not something I really want to talk about much. But I mean, we've had some issues recently where the community really came together and helped us out and boosted us up, got us through a little patch we had to deal with some stuff. So it's very nice of them. Everybody in town has really been. I don't mind naming names, Cabarrus Brewing, 26 Acres, High Branch, Red Hill. Those guys have all been amazing to work with, to be partners with in this community. So it's awesome. Yeah. Percent Tap House in Harrisburg. Okay. Those guys have been good. Check them out if you haven't been over there.
What's the name of it?
Percent Tap House. Then I haven't had a chance to get over to Farm Hill yet, but they just opened up a couple weeks ago. I've heard good things about them. And then Southern Strains coming up here in Concord here in a few weeks too. And those guys are going to do some good stuff. Yeah, it just amazes me. You go to a brewery and they're like, "Hey, we're learning this from this other brewery," and it just everybody's learning and helping each other, just growing and understanding how the whole thing works. It's not as cutthroat as a lot of businesses. Yeah, but absolutely it's not. The one thing I think the brewing community probably does better than just about any other community is they realize that a rising tide lifts all ships. And we're in an area where there's a lot of breweries in Charlotte and the Charlotte metro area. But people will make a day coming to Concord and there's 5 or 6 or 7 of us. And if we all do our part and we all everybody gets lifted up and we all realize that, it just makes the world so much easier. And the last thing our customer base wants, our customer base likes that. Yeah. The brewing community like the fact that other breweries support each other and it's not a cutthroat, we hate this person kind of thing. And if they get, if they get a hint of that's the attitude, you're going to get cut out. I mean, they just don't care. They don't want to deal with it. They want to think that everybody really does.
It's like the old when Wicked Weed signed on with the devil.
I think it was the last time I was on.
You came on and talked about that.
It was the last time,
I mean, Wicked Weed quickly got cut from the cloth of community
you want to talk about a scalpel. That was surgical. It was like, and it was within hours. It was like, you had people burning Wicked Weed stuff. And
the festival went from like 72 participants to...
They canceled it within 72 hours.
It was crazy.
Yeah. And it was one of the biggest ones in Asheville at the time. And people got so angry, they ended up canceling the whole thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Do not piss off the local brewer. Point taken.
Done. Marty, thank you again so much for coming on.
I loved it.
If people are wanting to stop by this shop, what's the address?
We're at 1048 Copperfield Boulevard, Suite 101. The Brewers Depot, that's the home brewer supply shop, is at the back door. You'll see a sign on the door that says this is the door for the Brewers Depot. If you want beer or food, that come in the front door. Yeah. We're open Tuesday nights from 5. The closing time on Tuesday is kind of floating because we're hosting a poker league right now, and we close when the last game ends. And as you guys have played enough poker, sometimes
it may be a minute.
It may be a minute.
Yeah.
So closing time on Tuesday is a little floating. Wednesday we're open from 4 to 9. Okay. Thursday, Friday, Saturday we're open from noon to 10. Okay. Sunday we're open noon to 7.
Nice. So, very cool.
And also, if they wanted any social medias to find the beer porn,
any social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, what's Snapchat? I mean, we just got our Snapchat off the ground.
I still don't understand what Snapchat's
about. I don't even try. We hired this really sweet young lady named Sarah, and she pretty much runs all of our social media right now. She's also one of our bartenders, just sweet as she can be.
Maybe she can give me a training.
I don't even try. I just tell her what I want on it, and I just let her deal with it.
That's awesome.
She's awesome. I love her. I mean, she was actually my wife's a teacher here in the area. And she was one of my wife's former students.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
And she left, went to Australia for 2 years as part of YWAM.
Okay.
And she came back from that and needed something to do till she could figure out her next step in life. Sure. So we brought her on, and she's been a godsend. We absolutely love this girl. So if anybody, I think of her as my daughter. And
that's awesome.
Shouts out to Sarah.
Absolutely, she's awesome.
Done.
I still don't even know what Snapchat's about.
Well, I'll have to show you in the break.
Next time you come in, if she's in, I'll have her, because I don't even. Like I said, you got a teenager, right?
Yeah, but she will not take the time for her dad.
Yeah, she probably didn't want her dad to know.
That's key right there.
Sure.
There you go. Nailed it.
She don't want me sending nudies to my wife.
I don't.
We do have that actually might be one of the. Actually, I can't share that.
Okay.
What's my rating?
PG-13.
PG-13. Yeah, I'll leave it.
I'm gonna have to hear this off the air.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in.
As always, hey, go to our Facebook page of Southern Fried Philosophy. You can go to our website at southernfriedphilosophy.com. Most importantly, I don't care how you listen to our podcast. Go to iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeart.
States Vegas Radio from
Kazakhstan, whatever. Yeah. Just go there, subscribe, give us a like or review. Share those episodes. That's how we keep growing. We appreciate all our new listeners from all over the globe right now, minus Africa. I don't think we've touched that continent.
Or South America. We got to get
we got Panama.
Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry.
But anyway, we appreciate you guys as always, man. Thanks for just taking your time every week to listen to our episode. And if it's on the drive home, if it's taking a Duke, whatever it is, we appreciate you.
There we go.
We appreciate you listening.
And on that note, all right, guys, thank you again for tuning in. Thank you, Patrick Lilly, for the music. One and Done Love. Next week, we have Tim Jones from Moonshiners Whiskey Business. All right, thanks again for tuning in. And as always, keep looking up.